So today's blog is about my presentation, which was in week 8 this week, and it was on networking system, and my partner was Phil Robinson. In this video blog, I just want to talk about some positives and negatives of what I felt we achieved in our presentation, and how I felt about our class activities, and the feedback that we received from our fellow peers. So I'll start off with the preparation that Phil and I both did leading up to our presentation. Phil and I worked out our timetables, and Tuesday seemed to be a good time after the lecture for us to meet up. So we regularly meet up almost every week to separate what it was that each of us were going to be doing and to get a clearer idea of what we both expected of each other. I think this worked really well, delegating and working out early on what each other's expectations were and what each other was going to do as a part of the presentation. I found this was helpful. Leading up to the presentation was probably very anxious, wondering how we were going to turn out on the day. A lot of preparation went into it, and I was very nervous as to if we were going to get achieve what we wanted, because we wanted to make networking systems a clear presentation which wasn't boring and full of content, which was easy to digest for everyone, made it interesting, made people want to listen to what we had to say about networking systems. So we went through the syllabus, worked out which syllabus points we were going to do. We focused on the first half of the syllabus for networking systems. In the start of our presentation, we decided to make it very clear what points we were going to do and how it linked back to the core. We did that. We split it up between both Phil and myself, and we went to it on our own using PowerPoint. I was really pleased with how my PowerPoint slides turned out. I got confident and used a lot of different effects, so then it would be interesting for the people and more engaging, so it wasn't just watching a boring slide off the board. Phil and I also came up with the idea that we wanted to use visuals, because I'm a very visual-based learner. I know how important it is in a sort of dry topic that visual aids are important to help so then you can remember things. So we came up with magnetic pictures, so we color coordinated them. I've got a few here of common networking system parts. So this is a switch, and we color coded them so then they were all a part of our presentation. We then attached magnetic strips to the back of them so we could attach them to the board. It was a shame that we didn't get to use them more, because we would have liked to have done a few more activities where we could have got the students involved, but it's a very good idea that I'll probably be able to implement in the future in my own classroom, and it's good because it gets everyone involved, and it's just sort of a different approach. And also I found that since being on prac, it's probably a good backup, because a lot of the times computer systems can go down, so it's probably a good backup in case if our slideshow didn't work. We also sourced a few computer parts, which we also put magnetic stripping on, so then we could put that on the whiteboard as well. Phil made a few pictures and laminated them of words, important words, which were part of the network system and part of his slides, so he could refer back to those and show how they fitted into our network configuration, which was on the whiteboard. I really did enjoy speaking to the class. I think we have a really good class, and they were very engaged in what I had to say, and I felt like it was very rewarding, because at the end I had a few people come up to me and say that the content that I delivered to them was clear, and they understood what I was trying to, what point I was trying to make. So I found that very rewarding. Probably a few things in the future I would probably like to run a little bit smoother, but in the end I think we did a really good job, and on the day it turned out really well. Now I just want to talk about the activity. So leading up to the activity, I was sort of wondering, because I knew we couldn't use a networking program to get students to learn the content and then miraculously work out how to use a software program, and then be able to do it all within a 20-minute lesson. So I chose a different avenue to go around. So Phil and I both, we both researched extensively some different software programs that we could use. I chose 2 free software programs. So my first one was Bubble.us. It's a mind mapping software program, and it's free and it's online and you can access this really quick. It actually, I found, was really helpful because it's quick, it's fast, you don't have to sign up, you can make your point, you can save the image as a PDF, you can export it as an image, you can print it off, and it gets the job done. So we decided that we would make scenarios. So we also printed off these and laminated them. We gave each pair a scenario, so they had a little scenario about a networking configuration that had gone down and how it was going to affect them in their day-to-day life. So we automatically got them to go straight onto Bubble.us and mind map what are some of the advantages and disadvantages of computer networking going down. So I found that was good because it got the partnership talking about what type of network this was and why it was important and how it's going to affect them, and is there any advantages of it not being there. So for example, email, we said that I know lots of people are like, well, what advantage is there to me not being able to email in a high pressure job? But sometimes email takes away the face-to-face value. So I said that maybe it's good because someone has to ring them and talk to the person on that other side of the email. So there's lots of different avenues that people could take, and they were very creative and they got to it straight away. The second program that I used was 60.com. So 60.com is it's sort of a blank canvas for you to go in and create a board that you can allow for access for other people. I set up all the scenarios and a space for the responses. So there was a few short answers. So everyone logged in with the login that I gave them, quickly answered it on the page, and then logged back out. And at the end of the day, I could go back, see what they'd done, mark it, and it was all on one big clear page. So it was really good and I found it really helpful, and I'll definitely probably use it again in the future. Overall, I was really pleased with our results, and I hope that the results, when we get marked, reflect how much effort and time we put into this assignment. So that's about it. Thanks.